Hello, hello. Yay, okay, we are live. Welcome. Hope everyone is having a great Friday. I don't usually stream on Friday, but it's good to be able to stream today, leading up to the weekend. And we have a lot of new stuff to work on because, as you can see, we moved our mat. We moved our mat on our frame. I um I steam pressed and let this dry this morning, and just before I went live, um I stretched it onto my gripper frame so that we could be all ready to just jump in and start punching while we were live. So, isn't that awesome? As you can see, I did half of it, kind of more or less. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish the other half here. And as you can see, we have all of our yarn ends that we kind of left off to continue on our second half. So I'm looking forward to continuing with those. There's a lot of this rainbow yarn though. And I'm basically ready to just get started and just pick up right where we left off. Literally, figuratively, and literally. So let's just tuck these ends in here, tuck this yarn in, and I just want to start punching all the way around. So when we have like a long end like this that we want to rethread, instead of threading it from the front, we're going to thread it from the back. So like this. Just like that. And I'm going to go all the way until I reach the end where I left off. So let me just move this like so. There. Hopefully that's good. So we have our yarn end here. So what we're going to do is we're literally just going to pick up right where we left off. Nice and simple. Honestly, I think this could be like even tighter. I don't know how it got so loose. There, I think that's a little better. Or maybe this is better, moving it like this, and then like so. Just so you can see everything that's going on. So let's continue. Oh, Hold on, I'm trying to adjust my camera here. Bear with me for a second. Oh, that might actually be better. Oh, this is way better. Or there. Hopefully that stays. I probably won't have enough yarn to do the entire border here, but that's fine. I could just start again with a new strand. Yeah. Hi, good morning, Allison. I um I moved my mat on my gripper frame, so we're working on the other half today, which is super exciting. The trickiest part about all of this is not even the punching, it's just making sure I have good camera angles so everyone can see what I'm doing. Yes, there is another half. It was hidden by the gripper frame and the frame cover. Um, so probably why people didn't really notice, but I'm trying to figure out how to show this. This is a weird camera angle. Give me a second. I just want to make sure that you can see everything. Okay, this is good. Hopefully this stays. Okay, so I do have a little bit more of this yarn. So I'm just gonna grab that so we can punch the rest of this border. There we go. My dream is to have like a nice overhead setup where I don't have to move my camera around and you could just see everything all at once from the top down. But unfortunately, that is not in my cards at the moment, but in the future. Looking at the inspiration pouch, are you going to do the part at the bottom with the couple in the trees, or just the top with the houses and stop at the grass? I'm just stopping um at the top with the houses and the grass. I didn't really feel like doing the bottom part, so I just didn't include it in my interpretation of the design. A big part for me, like a big part about interpreting other people's work and punch needle for me is figuring out what I want to keep and what I want to not keep. So, because sometimes like certain things just don't translate well across mediums. Maybe the bottom part would have worked well, but I don't know. I just didn't really feel like it. Auto corrected me again. Don't, no worries. Don't even worry about it. It happens to the best of us. I like the top, just the top part. The bottom takes away from the whole scene, in my opinion. Yeah, it didn't really feel right. It was just, yeah, it just didn't fit in with the rest of the scene, in my opinion. I also personally just don't like punch needling people. I very rarely do it. So I was happy to omit that section for this mat. There is a design that I'm kind of thinking about making into a rug that does involve a person though, but not like I'm not my idea for it isn't super like the person isn't super detailed. It's more of like a figurine or like a shadow, but I haven't really planned it out yet. It's just been an idea in my mind. Because the perspective is odd, They almost look like they're under the grass and dirt rather than in front of it, right? That I agree with you. Like, I don't know what that strip of beige behind them is supposed to be. Like, if they made it blue, perhaps like it could be like a river or something like that or a canal, and then it makes sense. But the fact that it's beige, like I don't I don't get it. I don't get what it's supposed to be. And unfortunately, I would love to ask the creator of this about it, but this pouch is from 200 years ago, so we'll never know. Actually, I'm sure someone at the Met Museum would probably have an answer for us, um, if we emailed them and asked, but okay. So we're done with this border here. So what we need to do next is the rainbow border. And I set aside a significantly larger amount of yarn for this because I didn't really want to run out the same way that we ran out of the blue because running out of the blue is easy because we could just pick back up again with the same color. Um, you wouldn't be able to tell like where we started or stopped, but if we stopped with this rainbow yarn, like you'd be able to tell like, oh, she stopped right here because she ran out of yarn or something like that. So I took out a lot more yarn for this section. And because we're picking up our punching, instead of starting with a new strand, I'm threading my needle backwards. I love coloring, but I don't like coloring people. Trying to get skin color and shadows right. Yeah, skin color is hard uh, with any medium, especially for uh, punch needle or like rug hooking, like dyeing your yarn the exact shade that you want. Okay, so we can pick up right where we left off, right here, just like that. I'm so happy with this project because there are very few times where I get to use rainbow yarn. Like I've had this for almost 2 years now, this skein. So I've barely used it. I've used it in some samplers here and there. Um, but not for like a project. this is kind of a spoiler alert, but I'm thinking about using it for if you've been able to check out the International Punch Needle Rug Cooking Day pattern, the commemorative one for 2026, um, I'm thinking about using some rainbow yarn for that piece, but I haven't started punching it. I haven't even printed out the pattern yet, so it's a great pattern though. Um, I think Cody Gallagher, the uh, the Oxford Punch Needle instructor who created this year's pattern, I think she's brilliant. Like I just love the way she uses color and shape and texture. And I find that she has like a tendency to use a lot of circles in her punch needle work. I know she made, I know her punch needle certification rug was a circle, and I thought that was really cool. So I think it's just really cool that she kind of took that into, um, she brought that into her pattern for International Punch Needle Rug Cooking Day. I think it's also just like a great opportunity for punch needlers to go, like because um I don't know what day it is. I think it's like March 6th or something like that. There's an online kind of Zoom event where they're gonna go through the pattern and they're gonna show you some examples of other people who punch the pattern and they'll like answer some of your punch needle troubleshooting questions and things like that. And I think it's a great opportunity for punchers to go and just learn from other people. Like I don't know if I'll be able to go, but I really hope that I can go because even though like I'm in Oxford, yeah, March 7th, 12 to 3 p.m. Thank you, Allison. Um, oh yay, that's good. That's good. You should you'll have a lot of fun with it. It's just great to hear from other punchers. I enjoy going to those events myself because even though I'm an Oxford certified punch needle instructor, like, I still don't feel like I know enough, and some of the people some of the instructors, like, they've been punching for years and years, like, Amy Oxford has been punching for, like, 40 something years, so I don't know if she'll be there, but, like, there's a lot of other instructors there, that are just as experienced, so I love hearing from them. And plus, there is a giveaway. I don't know what the exact prizes are. I think it's like it's a large amount of I think it's a very high value gift certificate to the Oxford Company. That's what I heard the prize was. Um, I'm not too sure myself. It probably is written down somewhere. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a nice prize. Like I would be I'd be very envious of whoever whoever gets to yeah, $200. That's a lot of money. Like um you could buy a lot with that. Um, there we go. All the punch needles, exactly, Allison. Not just punch needles, you could buy so much yarn with that. Because I haven't had a chance to try out the Violet Jane yarns yet. Those are like the yarns from the Oxford company. Here in Canada, there's a couple of Oxford instructors who sell them. I just haven't had a chance to buy them because I'm trying not to buy yarn unless I have a specific project in mind, so I haven't been buying anything. But yeah, they look really nice. I know last year someone won a they had a lot of prize they had like different prizes last year. They had skeins of yarn, like Violet Jane yarn, both the solids and the variegateds in both the rug weights and the fine weights to give away. And I think they gave away a full set of Oxford punch needles, which was pretty nice. Her pattern is very pretty. I'm thinking of all the possible different color combinations, right? Like I agree with you. It's there's so many like her pattern offers a lot of possibilities, which is really exciting. But I'll definitely have to punch it sometime soon because last year I made a video on punching the International Punch Needle Bar Cooking Day pattern from last year. So, why not make it into a series? It happens once a year. And the one cool thing about Cody's pattern though is if you wanted to, you could make a bunch of them and then stitch them together to make like a rug. Um, a while ago, we were able to get like an early um, viewing of the pattern, and Cody was on a Zoom call with all of us, and she kind of explained her kind of artistic vision with the pattern, and she showed us like the pattern, like a bunch of the squares that she stitched together to make a rug, and it was so cool. So the possibilities are endless. You don't have to make just like the square. Like if you really like the pattern, you could really like turn it into something big, which is kind of cool. We might not have enough yarn. I was afraid of this happening. I think it's fine though. We'll figure it out. Hmm. Yeah. We only have this much yarn left. So I guess I'll have to grab some more yarn. And now this part is tricky because I have to figure out how to maybe I cut right there and then hopefully this works. What made you decide to get certified? Um, I okay, so I have to explain the entire backstory to you. So I started punch needling in the fall of 2021. Um, after I saw it on TikTok. And it kind of started as a joke among my friends and I, where because I had a lot of responsibilities at that time, because I was in university, and I was joking with them, and I kept telling them, I'm gonna quit everything, and I'm just gonna make rugs. I'm gonna drop everything that I'm doing. I hate everything that's going on right now. I'm just gonna make rugs. And I kept saying that over and over again until one day, um, I thought to myself, why not try it out? Maybe I'll like it. And so I picked up a kit from Etsy and it was horrible. It was the worst kit ever. And I wish I could um I wish I could share with you the kit just so people know like not to buy from this person, but they closed their shop. So they literally are not selling anything anymore. Um but I just after that I started doing a lot more research and then I discovered uh Amy and her books and her videos and I really liked what she was doing. Um I really liked the style of punching that she was doing. It was different to what I saw on TikTok where it was more treated as sort of like a fast fashion type of craft, something you do once and then throw away. Amy really took pride in her work and she really um she really stood by the principles of the craft, which were, sustainability, um, like high craftsmanship, making something that'll last forever, that you can repair. And after reading her books and then buying a bunch of Oxford things, I was kind of obsessed and I could not stop punching. And I started punching so much that I thought to myself that, you know, I just kept wanting to learn more and do more with the craft. And I felt as though like I wanted more people my age, so Gen Z, people to get into this craft. And I didn't feel right making videos or making content or anything about it if I didn't have the knowledge to back it up. Uh, because that's what was happening on TikTok. There were a lot of people who kind of picked up this craft and then were like trying to teach people, and I just didn't think that was right. So I thought maybe like I want to learn more from people who've actually done this craft for a while and who are experts. And just I guess have something to show that I know what I'm talking about. So that's why I decided to get certified. Kind of a long-winded answer to your question, but and there were just techniques that I wanted to know that I didn't know how to do before. Okay, we are done with this, and it looks pretty consistent. It doesn't look like I've stopped anywhere, so that's a good thing. That's a good sign. How long did it take from decision to do it to done? Um, so I wanted to do it in the summer of 2023. That's when I decided. Um, but um, that was actually the start of like a transition for the company because Amy was retiring. And so prior to that, almost all of the certification like instruction was being done in Vermont, like where the Oxford company is located. But after that, it kind of just shifted towards other advanced Oxford certified instructors. So, I remember, like just browsing the Oxford Company page and then finding out that another Oxford certified instructor named Simone Voivodin was doing like the certification lessons um, in Canada. And so then in December, when the applications for that opened, I emailed her about it. And then I started certification lessons in, I think, March of 2024. So December 2023, I emailed her. And then, there was all that like, she was waiting for people to register, blah, blah, blah. I started in March 2024. Um, and then it was like a couple of lessons on and off, and then I went to her home, which is in southwestern Ontario, for a few days, where we did like in-person lessons, and then we did a little bit more um, online lessons in April. So yeah, April 2024 was my last certification lesson. And then from there until August, that was the time where we had to work on our certification rugs, our homework, all of that stuff. I have the video of that on my channel if you want to go check out the rug if you haven't seen it already. But so yeah, I was working on that until August 2024 when I submitted my certification rug for evaluation, and there was a couple of other pieces of homework that I needed to submit, so I submitted those. And then in September I got certified. So I guess like about a year ish. I mean, like I from the first email to getting certified, that was like probably like around 10 months. So Oh, you have seen it. Thank you. I'm glad that you like it. People were asking me to make a pattern just like that one to put up in my shop, and I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to put up this rug pattern, like my certification rug pattern, because I don't want to. But I am thinking about making something similar for the fans. But yeah, 10 months. It took about 10 months, which is actually pretty quick, all things considered. Oh, the video of that is what first brought you to my feed. Oh, that's great. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was that video. Usually, Allison, um, people discover me through kind of my, I call them my junk videos. Like videos, there's a video on my channel where I talk about my favorite punch needle tools and supplies. Um, and then there's like a couple of other videos where I review punch needle kits. It's not really stuff showing like me or like showing my work or what I'm making. So I always call those junk videos because they're not really like they're not really anything special. And most people discover me through those. So it's surprising that you found me through the rug videos. Okay, so I want to we're done with our borders, which is good. And I guess now what I want to do is I want to get started on maybe I'm thinking like this roof bit here. Because if I get the roof bit done, then I can do this front part of the house. That's what I'm thinking. So let me grab some yarn. I think I'll need, what colors will I need? I'll probably need like orange. Orange and what is that? Like Maybe I'll just do orange. Orange and yellow, maybe. So I'll go and grab those. Okay, so I know I have orange, so here's my orange. And what I want is some yellow. Okay, this is perfect. Orange and yellow. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use for this roof section. I think it's going to look really, really cool. Or maybe, no, this is good. I was thinking maybe a different yellow because maybe I want to use yellow for this, like a lighter yellow. Give me a second. I think I might have gold somewhere. I'll have to find it. Oh, I do have gold. Yay. Okay, I'll use this instead. Orange and gold. That's perfect. So, have my Oxford 10 fine. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start punching like this in stripes. I don't know what color I should start with though. What color is... Okay, we'll start with the orange. You know what was so interesting though? Um, when I went to the International Panchito Bar Cooking Day Zoom event last year, um, Robin Whitford, who made last year's pattern, she was showing examples of other people, other instructors who um made her pattern, and then she showed mine, and there were people in the Zoom chat, and they were telling me that they discovered Panchito because of me, and they were getting they started taking lessons because of me, and I was so taken aback. I did not expect there to be people like that to like I didn't expect people to like I guess I didn't expect that people knew me. This is quite loose still. Okay, I think that's better. Yeah, no, I just didn't expect I didn't expect it to I guess I just wasn't expecting it. That's all I'm gonna say. It was encouraging, especially because I'm not monetized yet, and I wasn't monetized at that time either. Well, actually, I'm, like, halfway monetized. I'm not fully monetized yet right now, um, and a lot of people tend to quit at this point. But, knowing that people actually like what I'm doing is, like, it's nice. I need to see it through. I still would love for more people to, I would still love for more Gen Zers to get into this craft. But who knows? Everyone's knitting and crocheting these days, so oh, whoa. I think I got disconnected for a second. I hope I'm back online and I hope I'm live again. That's weird. That's never happened before. Okay. Hopefully things are okay. I hope things are okay. We'll find out. You went away, but you're back. I thought you were just quiet for a moment. Nope. No, I think there was some sort of lag issue or internet issue, maybe from YouTube's end. But no, I was still here. I was still talking. I was just confused because all of a sudden on my end it said that the stream was getting 0 data. Like no nothing was showing and then I started I didn't start panicking, but I got confused. But yeah, as I was saying, um my I would like for more Gen Zers to get into this craft. I don't know, perhaps there's some sort of I like I guess it's kind of, I had a punch needle way long time ago when I was in middle school or high school maybe, made 2 really big projects, a multi-pattern turtle and a very large eagle. Yes, I think, you know, there were there was some sort of a resurgence in this craft in the 60s and the 70s because I do a lot of vintage I do a lot of snooping for like vintage punch needle items and just things like that. And I see a lot of stuff on eBay. Oh no, I'm down again. Hold on. Give me a second. Maybe I need to. Okay. I opened the door. Maybe maybe my connection will be better now. But yeah, as I was saying, um yeah, there's just like a lot of stuff on eBay, like punch needle things from the 1960s and 1970s. You'll find like old needles, old patterns, that sort of stuff. Um, which leads me to believe that it was somewhat popular at that time, at least somewhat. And there was someone, oh, I wish I could remember their name off the top of my head. There was someone who would, there were people that would comment on some of my videos and they would talk about, um, how they would punch needle when they were younger, and it would be like they had like a punch needle rug as like a class project when they were in elementary school or something like that, and they would they would tell me that whenever they were done their work in school, they were allowed time to work on the rug. So, yeah, I guess it had some level of popularity back then. There definitely is a financial barrier. Tools and materials are expensive. Also, somewhat of a time barrier. Punch needle feels like it takes longer than, say, knitting, crocheting. Also, not as portable. You're right. I do see a lot of I do see a lot of people my age doing all sorts of interesting crafts, though. Like, um, I guess all of them can be more portable than punch needle. I mean, punch needle can be portable too. You just need a smaller frame and a smaller project. But yeah, I do see a lot of people doing things like weaving and spinning, which I want to try so badly. I want to do it so badly, but I just don't have time because I know there's a weaving and spinning guild in my town, and I know they make some very cool things. And the first person I ever taught punch needle to was a spinner. So I really, really, really want to try it out, but I haven't had the time. I also wanted to learn how to knit this year. I mean, I can knit, but I haven't knit a project. I've done little like sample kind of like test squares of just practicing the knit stitch. I haven't made anything. And my friends are all knitters. Um, and they're very, very good. And I've been telling them that I'm going to come to their house and steal some of their needles to work on a project. I haven't gotten around to it. Spinning on a drop spindle is portable. I weave on rigid heddle loom, which is mostly portable, but still more difficult than knitting and crocheting. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like a drop spindle, like you can fit that in a bag. I can crochet though. Um, but my problem with crocheting, I like it. I've even made like videos on this channel, here and there where I've made things, um, like crocheted things, but I don't know. I just don't get sucked into a crochet project the same way that I do a punch needle project. It's not the same. Nothing is like punch needle. Like for me, I punch needle so much that I dream about it. Like I dream about rugs. You found your passion, and that's wonderful. You know, I think you're right. It probably is my passion. Just anything where I can be creative. I remember um, a couple years ago right before I started the channel, I was, I was working at a job that I really, really hated, so much so that I would cry at work, and, I hated it so much that, like, I'd have, like, my little work notebook where I was supposed to take notes for work. I would like, I just wished for the day to be over so much. I would just draw rug designs in that notebook instead of, like not instead of doing my work, but, like, I would just be counting down the time until I got home and I could make rugs. I was like, "Why am I even here? I don't even like this job. It's so stressful." And I'm glad I got that experience though. Like, I think every single person should work in a 9 to 5, and every single person should work in, like, they should have some experience where they work in a 9 to 5, and then they should also have some experience where they work in, like, retail or a grocery store or some sort of other service job, because I think you just learn so much from it. But I think, like, I don't know, I just wanted a job where I could be more creative, and now I'm working towards that. Oh, also, I should say what prompted me to get certified in punch needle was the legitimacy of it. Um, I think it's valuable to protect heritage crafts, um, especially because I'm Canadian, and punch needle and rug cooking was kind of started here as well as the states, like the northeastern states and the Maritimes, like Eastern Canada. So, like, the craft was started here, um, and I do think it's valuable to keep it alive. Um, that is like a big priority for me, but and it helps to have like legitimacy and some sort of like training in the craft to let people know, like outsiders, like, hey, I'm here. I know what I'm doing. And this is how I can prove to you that I know what I'm doing. So, being certified helps a lot. And I think it's so important to like protect, Canadian crafts. Canadian creators, like just Canadian like things because everything is so weird right now. And these are just like parts of our these are parts of our heritage. I think being certified in anything proves to yourself that you know what you're doing, that you put in the time and gotten the experience. Exactly. Like showing people that you are taking something this seriously. I think that's important. And this is the only punch needle sort of formalized education certification opportunity in the world, basically. For traditional rug cooking, there are a couple of other options. Like I know there's a McGowan certificate for rug cooking. Um, there's an Ontario Rug Cooking Guild. For context, I'm from Ontario, and so we have like a provincial rug cooking guild where they have their own certification program. And I know a couple of colleges and univer yeah, I think a couple of colleges, like art schools here in Canada that teach a couple of rug cooking courses, but punch needle is not the same. It's not taught in any formal institution, no college, no university. This is basically all there is. There is another level after this, after getting becoming an Oxford certified instructor. It's becoming an advanced Oxford certified instructor, which basically gives you the ability to teach like an Oxford certification course and, make people Oxford certified instructors. I'm less so interested in that though, um, because my priority isn't really doing, um, I guess, one-on-one teaching in a traditional sense. It's more so um, using my skill set to show this craft in a unique way. Um, so I getting becoming an advanced instructor is not in my it's not something that I'm looking to do anytime really. So besides those two things, that's basically all there is. You're showing yourself too, which gives you the confidence to show others. Exactly. And this is kind of a silly way of thinking, but when I went about it, like when I was thinking about it at first, um, I thought to myself, I've got to do it. Otherwise, like I would be so angry with myself if someone less, someone who wasn't certified, didn't really learn, kind of wasn't really good at the craft, ended up getting big and teaching people instead of me. And I was like, I can't let that happen. I was like, I can't let people that are less talented than me uh, get big. But that was just a silly thought of mine. I was like, this is why I have to do it. But no, I mean, anyone can, if you want to teach the craft, you can teach the craft. But I don't know. I've seen a couple of other um, YouTube videos like punch needlers who I know um, who aren't Oxford certified. And I don't know. Something doesn't, some things can be changed. That's all I'll say. Like adjustments could be made. I just don't want I just don't want anyone to see this and think that I'm a mean person because um I do think mastery of skill is important and if you're touting yourself as an expert when you're not, you should be called out for it. I just think the unfortunate thing is that people want to be good at something right away and then they throw away whatever they are doing if they're not, perfect right from the start, which I think is a horrible attitude to have. I think the internet does a lot of damage in that sense because you really only see people's finished projects and their finished work, and you see people at their best, but you don't know like the work that was involved in um, getting to the level that they are at. Yes, because regular folks don't know the difference and could be taken advantage of or be taught wrong. Exactly, exactly. Like like sometimes I get angry about like when I see people giving out advice when they're when the advice is wrong. Okay, I'm realizing now while I'm punching that I'm that I'm punching at kind of a weird angle here. It's kind of going up like that and then diagonal, which I'm honestly not mad about. I think it looks kind of cool. I think it looks, I don't know, I think it looks interesting. I don't want to take out any of this punching, so I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to see what happens. Hmm. Actually, maybe I do want to take this out. I might actually just something looks something looks afoot. So, I do this all the time when I'm punching, by the way. It is not new for me to just rip out punching if I don't if I don't like how it looks. Think yeah, this one was the culprit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just gonna repunch it. Luckily, monk's cloth is super forgiving, so we don't have to worry too much about, you know, things oh, I thought it looked really good. I'm sorry. I just didn't I felt like something was I still felt like something was off, so I thought it would be better to just make adjustments now rather than later when we were finished. See, I think this looks a little bit your project, your choice, of course. Yes. I don't know. I just think this looks better. I think like just like the like a clear cut diagonal looks better than that weird slant that we had going on. I thought the slant would be okay at first, but I don't know. I changed my mind. Yeah, this looks, oh, this is better. This is better. I might be getting a bit too close. Maybe I'll wanna just, oh, this is better. Oh, my camera is being weird. Please don't be weird, camera. There we go. That happens sometimes. Fun fact, that is actually I'm actually using my phone to film this video. And I've been using my phone to film ever since I started the channel. I'm blaming you for going down the rabbit hole on the Oxford site after looking up the International Day event. So many patterns, pretty needles, lovely yarn that makes my hands itch just looking. Um, yeah, the patterns are great. There's a lot of free patterns. I haven't had the chance to try out any of the paid ones. Like I haven't tried out like a McAdoo rug pattern or anything like that yet because if I wanted to, um I would have to order it from the States because none of the Canadian suppliers have those. And I'm cutting back on ordering from the States for many, many, many reasons. But oh, I wish I could have gotten the chance to try them because they look so cool. Allison, there's this. Yeah, I'm downloading them all, I think. Yeah, go ahead. Have fun with them. Um, There's like a there's so many free ones that you can try out, but, there was this really great pattern, um, it was a paid pattern, but it has it's a rug that has shoes on it, and I saw it for the first time when I saw it for the first time, I was obsessed, and I wish I had the chance to try it out, but unfortunately not. Maybe in the future, if things ever change. Oh, here, let me. If you've watched one of my other videos, there's a video where I punched, like I made a pillow and I used the oval Lakeview pattern from the Oxford Company to, and I turned that into a pillow. So that's a great pattern. I love that one personally. I'm trying to think of other ones that I've tried out from the site. There's a ginkgo leaf one that's like a classic. Um, I haven't tried that one out, but that's it's a very common beginner's project for people that are just learning how to punch needle, and it's quite popular. I'm trying to think of some other ones that I like. Let me see. Now I'm going down the rabbit hole. Let's take a look. Mm, Let me see. Yeah, try out the Oval Lake view. Um, I haven't tried out the pomegranate pattern specifically, but I've used that pattern to make a pillow before, like the structure pattern. Oh, I've downloaded your free one too. Oh, yay! Mine is definitely not as good as theirs. Um, but it is also another free pattern. I want to build up a collection of free ones, just like theirs, for people to download, but that's kind of a long-term kind of goal. I will say that their patterns tend to be more so kind of just they just consist of the pattern, like the principal pattern, whereas mine are more instructional, like I include yarn amounts and like needle guides and color guides and that sort of stuff. But you don't need things like that. At least I don't think you need like how-tos and everything like that once you've punched a little bit. Though I will say a needle guide and color guide and yarn amounts are certainly helpful, especially for something big like a rug. Like I'm certain that they include those things for their paid rug patterns. I'm almost certain. So, yeah, those tend to be those tend to be important. just downloaded 24 free patterns, and that wasn't all of them. You might have enough punching material to last you the next 2 years, Allison. Actually, maybe even longer, the next 3 years. It's good though. Like I think the free patterns are fine, and I like that there's a variety in the patterns that the Oxford company puts out. Like even within their free pattern collection, because you have tiny things like coasters and whatnot, but then there's also rug-sized items in there. Um, things that could be a mini mat or whatever, which I think is good. Because personally, last year, basically for all of 2025, I spent my time making small projects, things that weren't too big, and I was getting tired of them. I wanted to make something big, like a rug. So having that variety will be very, very nice. That's personally like my most controversial opinion. It's that I love making big projects. I tend to not like small punch needle projects. For the mug rugs, coasters, are they all done on one piece of fabric and then cut apart? Yeah. If I were you, I would trace them all onto one piece of fabric and then punch them all and then hem them all, like cut them out. If you have scraps and, like a very small gripper frame or plastic hoop, you could do them one at a time if you want, but I think doing all four of them at once on the same piece of fabric, it might be easier. The only thing is that if you're going to do the coasters on one piece of fabric, I recommend spacing them apart, like a couple of like maybe like maybe 10 centimeters apart, just so you have enough space to hem them. That's my only advice if you're going to do them on one one sheet of fabric, one piece of fabric. Since they mostly use the same colors within a group, being able to do all of X color on all four, then all Y color, etc., seems to make more sense to me. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I have to find some good gloves to protect my hands from any projects I do with wool. I'll have to decide which are better in wool and which can be done in non-itchy yarn. Um, yeah, I think I think coasters, if you're going to if you're going to put hot drinks on them, uh you'll have to do them in something that's not synthetic. It doesn't necessarily have to be wool. I think cotton would work fine. But for the sake of your projects, no acrylic and no polyester. I was thinking the coasters would be better in wool. Yeah, up to you. Okay. I think I'll do one more row here. Okay, I think I want to end for today because I spent 2 hours live and I need to eat lunch. So here's what's here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish this roof part and maybe I'll do a little bit more here. But I think the next time I can be live is sadly Wednesday. Unfortunately, yeah, I cannot be live tomorrow or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, which sucks. So I will be live on Wednesday and we'll continue and I'll do a little bit more today offline. Yeah, I'll do a little bit more offline today. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits for now. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around um for the whole 2 hours. If there's anything that if I could give one request for you, it's to like and subscribe and share this channel with someone who you think would like it. Thanks for sticking around, Allison. Um, thanks for chatting too. I liked chatting with you as well. Um, it's fun to be live uh and be able to have some fun conversations with people. So, yeah, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you on Wednesday. So, bye everyone.